Yeah, catching up is good. You're a busy guy.
I try to stay busy, doing good things, I hope.
Yeah, again, I want to thank you for coming out the many times you did. I think it was a couple of times that you came out to Salt Lake and taught your writing class
Yeah,
with Lita and the group there. But
I remember.
people still talk about it. They come up to me and go, "Why don't we do that again?"
We should
Well, it's a
do it.
different time, I think.
Hopefully we can.
I would like that. Let's get into it. Tell me a little bit about Books of Blood and how the project came to you and everything in between.
Well, the project came to me the way it came to the rest of the world when the books came out in 1987, and it was like the Beatles coming out with all their albums on the same day. It was a feast of horror and everything horror could be, and um, I always, in the back of my mind, thought the Books of Blood would make some kind of good anthological piece. And I had got introduced to Clive through a mutual friend, and Clive agreed that to work with me. And about 3 years ago, we started sitting down together, one-on-one, talking about, would this be a TV show, a movie? It started as a show. Then we realized it would make a better anthological film. One of the stories is the first story from the first volume, which is the origin story of the Book of Blood. And the other two stories, imagine as a Books of Blood fan, Clive Barker saying to you, "Oh, I have other stories."
Yeah.
And the other two stories, one of which is kind of an Airbnb from hell, and the other one, the concept of a haunted neighborhood, were Clive's ideas, and we developed them, and we're lucky enough to actually make the movie.
It's great because you also have that built-in fan base, not only for the Books of Blood, but Clive's fan base as well. So it builds upon all of that. And then we've been missing, a good anthology of anthropology. There I go. Anthology series. For a long time, I think they've tried, but they just can't get the stories. They become so uneven in the writing, whereas Clive is consistent in his storytelling.
I mean, in terms of a TV show, Black Mirror is pretty amazing, and is the best anthology show since the Twilight Zone, and really works great. Anthological films are tricky
Yeah.
to get right, and some work better than others. We looked at the movie Pulp Fiction for this, which is not a horror movie, but is a great anthology movie, in that it has standalone stories that commingle in just the right way. And that's kind of how we looked at this.
Yeah, I remember back in the '80s Creep Show. They did that as well, and I thought it was actually a pretty fun
Twilight
movie to
Zone.
watch.
Oh, Creep Show,
Yeah.
tons of fun. And then there was the Twilight Zone movie.
Mhm.
You know,
So, I mean, bringing this out, I mean, your job now is really you're birthing this, um, and what type of pressures are on you when you do something like that?
well, bringing Clive Barker's vision to life. In the case of the Book of Blood origin story, some of the description that I put on the page in the script, I took from the story, because I couldn't come up with a better description of what the dead looked like. Then, I mean, why bother trying? So, but when it came time to making the movie, I'm like, okay, how am I going to bring this to life? How are the dead going to be like this, or look not like zombies that just crawled out of the grave? I mean, coming up, and it called Clive from Nova Scotia quite a few times to discuss creative ideas visually. Doing justice to Clive's work, and in turn pleasing the fans, because if I was looking at this movie, I would think, this better do justice to Clive's work. And I think it's important for people to know that Clive was involved with this movie, very involved.
He's not usually a hands-on type of person though. So he has a stake in this, obviously.
Well, yeah, he, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
When you,
look, there's a body of fans that are already fans,
Mhm.
and I'm hoping this movie introduces a whole new generation of fans to the books.
I
Yeah,
think you're going to get there with this. I mean, that's what everybody, is hoping for, is that we show a new generation, basically, the type of writing and the type of psychological and real horror that comes out of Clive's pen, um, which makes him, truly the master now of horror and fantasy horror.
yeah. I mean,
But
there's been a Stephen King renaissance lately, um, and of course, the great the great master himself. And it's time for a Barker renaissance, I think.
and I think this is the perfect time for this. Of course, we're opening Halloween movie season too, and this is just a great way to kind of kick things off. Um, there though has to be um, the cast, and the people that you use need to fit this as well. And you've got some great people working, in front of the camera on this.
Oh yeah, was very lucky. I had wonderful casting people, and they brought actors in front of me who I can't imagine anyone else playing these roles. Like Frida Foshen playing Ellie, one of the more bizarre characters in the piece. It's just a testament to her acting that there is that she is that character. There's no one I could imagine. Britt Robertson gives a performance that's almost like a silent movie actress in its proportions, because a lot of the movie is just her conveying her state of mind and different states of mind and emotions with no dialogue. And of course, Anna Friel
Yeah.
grounds everything. I mean, she's such a, we're lucky to have these people.
Well, and it feels like a theatrical play in a lot of ways, at how they interact and how um, uh, they respond to each other. It's not that kind of flat movie, kind of production. This really gives a three-dimensional feel to the characters.
Yeah. Well, believe me, there was stuff on the page, but these actors brought so much more, and that's everything you could hope for as a director, is that they're going to make you look, make you look good.
What is on your plate coming up? Because you're the busiest man in Hollywood, from what I understand.
Uh, I'm sure there are people much busier than me, and I'm hoping a lot of people are going to be busier soon, as Hollywood starts up again. We're hoping to resume production on the third season of The Orville,
Mhm.
possibly before the end of the year, for Hulu, which we don't have an air date yet. We have to finish it, but it's a really amazing season.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's an amazing show. And again, people have said that it's more Star Trek than some of Star Trek. Um,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's in that vein. And of course, Cosmos Possible Worlds, the new season of Cosmos, is airing right now
yeah.
on Fox, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. and then on Hulu the next day. And I'm really proud of that show, and I hope people will watch it. We need a show like that right about now.
Yeah, we do. And again, Cosmos was one of my favorite shows back when Carl Sagan was doing it, and the updated show is brilliant and beautiful, and you never want to play down to an audience, and it makes people think and reach, and that's what Brannon Braga does.
Well, thanks for saying so. And it's different than Books of Blood, Cosmos, but hopefully this movie is a horror movie that makes you think as well.
Brannon, it's a pleasure to catch up with you. I just talked to Lolita a couple days ago. In
I
fact,
just saw her a couple days ago.
She was at your place. She posted a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, man, it's been too long. Come out to Salt Lake. We'll treat you right.
Second and safe. I will.
All right. Take care and and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, man.
Bye,
Thank you.
buddy.
This celebrity interview is sponsored by
I'm Annette Civarella with Pia Anderson Moss Hoyt, Utah's leading entertainment law firm, serving clients nationwide. We provide solid, attentive representation focusing on minimizing risk, reducing cost, and protecting the reputation and privacy of our clients. Our goal is to provide you with the legal representation you need to make the right decisions and to protect you and your creative works. Call or email me for a free consultation.